This is McCook's Mr. Bill. It's an honor to have you here. For over 2 years now, I have been fishing since I retired, though I still have plenty of part-time jobs to pay the bills, or at least my half of the bills. With that in mind, though, I like to fish, and I fish a lot. And I've been reasonably successful. I've counted from fish one how many fish I've ever caught in that time period. 2,600 fish to date. 2,600 fish that I've caught, and I released every one of them, and I caught every one of them legally. With that in mind, it's a fun hobby, sport, if you will, and I hope it lasts for everybody forever. But what is my most unusual fish story? Well, it'd have to happen this last week. That's right. I went fishing down here at Barnett Park. I go there once in a while, though there are many sand pits in the area that I go check out. As I got to Barnett, there's a whole bunch of geese there. There usually is about 100 wild Canadian geese, and some mixed breed geese, and some also tame geese and tame ducks. With that in mind, I stop usually and take a loaf of bread with me and scatter it out for them, and they come like a bunch of pigs to eat. It's enjoyable. And then I drove on down maybe 100 yards on down to the pond that I like to fish at, and I started fishing. And I threw the line out there with a topwater white lure, which seems to be what the carp are going after right now, and I enjoy catching a giant carp. And so, unbeknownst to me though, 2 wild ducks that were anything but wild came and followed me down to see if they could get one more piece of bread. As they got down there, I threw the line out and they rushed into the water trying to get ahead of the other one. And one finally veered off as I was hollering at them, "Hey, get out of here," you know, that type of thing. And they apparently don't understand the English. And one, though, he kept going. Once he got up, he saw that it wasn't a piece of bread, rather something else, a lure to be exact. And so he just circled it. But as he circled it, he got tangled up in the string. And it scared him, and he took off, out of the water. And the line tangled around him, of course, and then the hook did, embedded in him. I'm no longer fishing. That's right. I have a kite with a duck on the end of it. And so me and the duck were trying to figure out how to get this problem solved. I yanked back on the string and dropped him, hoping that the hook was so little embedded that it would come out. It didn't. And so now I've got a duck flopping and raising all sorts of cane. And then that fired up the other geese, and now the whole park is raising cane. Danger, danger, all the honking that the geese are doing. And 2 cars were stopped, seeing what I was doing. And probably, I suppose they're going to call the cops, and there's 40 cops in McCook, Nebraska. They'll all come down to arrest me, front page headlines, Mr. Bill abusing a duck. So I was trying to figure out how to undo this, though. And I reeled him in was the only option, got him up to shore, then me and him had a foot race. I can assure you that a duck can outrun a 66-year-old man, absolutely. But with the help of the string and getting tangled up myself some, I finally caught him. And then I took him back over to the rig because the hook was embedded in him, and my old arthritis doesn't have much strength in it. So I got the pliers and got it out of him. He was bleeding just a little bit. It was hooked just above his leg into his chest there. And so I took and I have some antibiotics, a cream for me if I ever get a hook in me, which has happened. And so I put some of that on him before I turned him loose. Then I went in front of the car so that the other 2 cars there could see that I did turn him loose and that it was an accident, and that I did the best I could to make the accident the least painful and the best results for the duck. But that's the most unusual fishing story Mr. Bill has. Thank you for your time, and I hope you consider always catch and release.